Welcome to Your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 556. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Monday. I am your host, Christine Whitmarsh, also known as Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn someone who barely sees themselves as a writer into a published book author. They are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote, and this is one of my favorite recent quotes. One rule for first full working drafts: get them done ASAP. Don't worry about quality. Act, don't reflect. Momentum is everything. Get to the end as if the devil himself were breathing down your neck and poking you in the butt with his pitchfork. Stephen Pressfield, great author there. He would definitely know. So there's some advice for your first drafts out there, just as I call it, word vomit it onto the page. So those three things that I mentioned at the top of every broadcast: writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Those are my three pillars, or my writing success triangle, or whatever geometrical shape you prefer to organize life and all the thoughts of life. So each Monday I offer a tip or a strategy in each of these three areas. So here's today's writing fundamentals tip. And I recently thought of this. I thought of a way to make the distinctions between manuscript drafts, and I just kind of alluded to this a moment ago. Think of your first draft as word vomit, for lack of a better phrase. Just get the book that's floating around in your head onto paper, even if it's poorly written in your mind, or if some things are in the wrong order. And I say in your mind because it's probably a lot better written than you think it is. If things are in the wrong order, if you're missing things, just get it out. So the first draft is word vomit. The second draft is where you go back and do the writer things, the sequencing, the smoothing things out, using all the literary tools to make your writing pop. So vomit the first draft, write the second draft. The third draft is for rewriting all the things that you're no longer happy with, because remember, by this point in the process, you are a much better author and writer and expert on the subject of your manuscript in process. So the third draft is for rewriting. And the fourth draft that's for editing, of course, editing in various levels of polishing all the way up to publishing. And if all you remember of this is that the first draft is for vomiting your book onto the page, that will be just fine. Here's today's productivity habit tip. When you've tried all the self-productivity strategies and habits and nothing's really sticking, for me personally, there's only one thing left: finding accountability with another person, whether this means a coach, a mentor, a writing group, a fellow author you partner with. If you're not finding success in holding yourself accountable to your writing habits, that really might be the last and best solution for you, is to involve another person. I know for me, when it comes to exercise, I'm completely useless on my own. It took me years of denial to realize that it just wasn't happening. But once I did, it was good. I actually finally achieved the level of fitness that I was never able to do on my own, and I actually get to turn my brain off because someone else is telling me what to do. So that really works well for me. So with this tip, there's just lots of self-awareness and lots of admitting what works for you and what does not when it comes to achieving your goals. So you need to figure out what works for you. But for me, when all the other productivity things fail in any area of my life, I mean, it's not just writing, but in any area of my life, that's when I realize I need to involve another person. And finally, here's today's mindset habit tip. And I want to bring your attention to a very common mindset myth, just in case. When doing an inventory of your limiting beliefs, which is a great productivity exercise for me personally, if you find this belief lurking and maybe find that you need to do something about it, here's how that belief goes. Either I'm good at something or I'm not. And for our purposes, either I'm good at writing or I'm not, which I think is total BS, because as human beings, we are all natural born storytellers. So writing, if you think about it, is simply adding the technical skill set to that natural ability. And yes, some people have natural talents in this area, but don't get fooled and think that the only people that should be writing are the people that have quote unquote natural talents in this area. The bottom line is you are a storyteller. Writing is a skill. A skill can be learned. The more you do it, including by immersing yourself in it through reading, the better you will become at doing it. Writing is a skill, period. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And speaking of accountability earlier, please drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook, and we'll give you all the accountability that you ask for. You let us know how we can support your writing goals. Inc. Authors on Facebook, and I always drop the link in the show notes as well so you can find us easily. Until tomorrow, happy writing.